Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Just last night, a lot of news in Major League Baseball and minor league baseball yesterday. But just last night, the Oakland A's announced that they will no longer be paying their minor league players once May ends. So starting in June, they will no longer be paid. They've been paying minor leaguers $400 a week, right? And so that's going to stop. They're the first team that has announced this. We'll see what other organizations decide to do. Will they continue to pay, or are they going to stop paying altogether? But I want to get into some of the details right here. Jeff Passan from ESPN, who's been working, I don't know if this guy ever sleeps because he tweets all day and all night long. And so he's been talking a little bit about this. And then I want to give you my opinion. I want to give, obviously I played in the minor leagues for a long time, and so I want to give my opinion on this. And then I want to get your opinion in the comment section below. I know there's going to be, I've looked at Twitter, and there's lots of people on totally opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to any of this money related stuff in either the minor or the major league. So I'd like to get your opinion and have a conversation down there. So let's look at some of these tweets real quick, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Okay, so Jeff Passan, the man who never sleeps, he said, the Oakland A's informed minor league players today that they would not continue paying them $400 a week after the end of the month. Sources familiar with the situation told ESPN. Other decisions from organizations should arrive in the coming days. A bad sign to start, though. Then he says, just some rough math. Say there are 200 players in a minor league system, paying each $400 a week for, he says July, and August, he meant June, July, and August, is $5,200 per player. To pay every minor leaguer would cost the Oakland A's a hair over $1 million. Owner John Fisher is worth an estimated $2 billion. So there's a lot that goes into this. Here are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. The first thing is, do players have to play an extra year now before becoming a free agent, a minor league free agent? Because if they do, that's just another year of getting paid absolute crap, okay? So that's the first thing. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, players will make unemployment. They'll probably make more in unemployment. I don't know if they can make unemployment. They're still under contract. And so I'm not really sure how that would work, but I don't believe they could collect unemployment. And I'm also not sure how unemployment works in like the Dominican Republic or Mexico or Venezuela or anything like that. But I don't believe that they could make unemployment here in America. Now, here's another thing to keep in mind. As a professional player, you need to stay ready to play. So what if a season does start back up and they decide that there will be a minor league season? Now, you're also hopeful that you're going to make it to the big leagues one day, right? And so you need to continue to train. You need to train really hard, regardless of if there's a season this year or not. And so it's difficult for you to go get a full-time job for a bunch of reasons, right? One, if you do get a phone call in a month, well, then you have to drop everything. So you're going to have to look for a job, but also, probably letting the person know, hey, listen, I'm a professional baseball player, and I might have to quit if I do get a phone call. But even more than that, a normal training day, if you just think about training to be a player that can play at the highest level, we're talking about, if I think back to my minor league career, you're going to spend about an hour and a half, 2 hours, strength and conditioning each day. You're going to have to hit, right? So let's say you do an hour of hitting. Let's say you do an hour of defense. I say most baseball workouts are around 2 hours, right? With getting loose and all that. So you're looking at probably 4 to 5 hours a day of just training alone. And so that's going to take up a big chunk of your day right there. Also, these players have been dedicating basically every waking minute for probably years and years and years to becoming professional baseball players. So what kind of jobs could they actually go out and get? I'm not sure. We're also in a pandemic. Not a lot of jobs probably hiring right now. So it's a little bit difficult. I know on Twitter a lot of people are saying, well, just go get a regular job. It's not always that easy. And then other thoughts. Now, these players aren't going to get paid, but they're not free agents, right? So they still belong to the A's. So they don't get paid by the A's, but then they can't leave and go to another team. And other teams might choose to pay their minor leaguers. And so it's really an interesting situation where we decided we're not going to pay you, but you're still under contract. You can't go play for anybody else. You're going to have to still train if you want any chance of making it to the big leagues one day. And like I said, I saw how a lot of minor leaguers lived on minor league salaries. Right? A lot of minor leaguers come from no money. I've met so many people and had so many friends who left their countries to come to America to try to make it in the big leagues. They came from nothing. They don't have anything. They weren't making anything to really begin with, right? A couple $100 here and there. And they need to support their families. Now they have nothing to support their families on. And this is just, for me, this is just tough to hear. And I know we're going through, unprecedented times right now, and a lot of people have lost their jobs. I understand that, but this is definitely tough. So this is kind of my thoughts on this whole situation. It's a really interesting time right now. I'm interested to see what other teams do. If other teams say, no, we're going to continue to pay them throughout the year, or throughout the season, they won't pay them year round, but throughout the season, or if they're going to take the stance that the A's did and say, sorry, but we're not going to pay you. And then if other teams say, we are going to pay, do the A's come back and say, okay, we screwed up, everyone else is paying, we'll also continue to pay as we go through this time right now. So let me know what you guys think about this whole thing in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give the thumbs up. Hit the notification bell. Thank you to all our patrons on Patreon for supporting the channel. I really appreciate that. And that's all we have. We'll talk to you later.